Hey, welcome to another Aldi Food review. Today we are going to be reviewing the Aldi St. Patrick's Day cheeses. Did you know St. Patrick's Day cheese is a thing? I didn't know that until last week when I went and found green cheese. Who knew? I am most excited about the Pesto Gouda. I love pesto. I love Gouda. So that seems like a really good combination. We also have Sage Derby. I'm gonna be honest, I grabbed this one because it's pretty. I like pretty food. I don't know what sage tastes like. I've never had it before. When I think of sage, I think of that incensey stuff that smells that they burn in the really fancy candle stores in the mall. So I'm not sure what that's going to taste like. Also, if anybody could share with me a simple technique to get this kind of cheese out of the wax casing, I always struggle with that. And I look a little bit silly at parties when I try to open cheeses like this. I think people make me do it because it's funny now. So I'm probably not going to show you that on camera, but if you could help me, that would be great. I am now seated at the table with my giant cutting board worth of cheese. In hindsight, I did not need to use a board this big, but I'm still learning how to make things look pretty on camera, so a big board it was. I think what I'm going to do is first try the cheeses individually and then go ahead and put them on a cracker and see if that changes what I think. You ready? So let's start with the Sage Derby cheese. The label says that it is a mild cheese with sage. It is imported from England. And that is all it says about our flavor on this guy. It's really pretty. I mentioned earlier that I like pretty food, and if we look very closely, it's almost like a tie-dye. Again, it says mild flavor. It doesn't really have a scent. What does it say, cheddar? No, just mild cheese. So in my head, I don't know why I'm thinking cheddar. I guess because the other one is a cheddar. But let's see what the green sage tastes like. I'm hoping that it doesn't taste like incense. It tastes like a Monterey Jack cheese. That's it. There might be a very, 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 very mild herb flavor to it, but to me, this tastes just like Monterey Jack cheese. So worth it to note, each of these cheeses is $3.99 at Aldi. Do I think this is worth $3.99? Is it good cheese? Yes. Is it going to be fun to serve at St. Patrick's Day? Yes. Is it any different than an herb Monterey Jack cheese? I don't think so. I am going to wait until the end of my tasting to rate them, and I think I'm going to give them each an individual rating because I don't think it's fair to rate the cheeses as a whole when I think they're going to be so different. Now we are going to do the aged Irish cheddar. This says aged Irish cheddar, a rich and creamy aged cheddar with a tangy taste. Imported Irish cheese. So this one imported from Ireland. So it is a bit of a crumbly cheddar, not like the cheddar that we get in the bags, you know, over in the cooler section. You can buy a bag of like shredded cheddar cheese. Not like that. This is, you know, fresh, real cheese. I like that. It is rich. It is creamy. It is tangy. It is cheddar. Now we have the Pesto Gouda. I mentioned earlier that this is the one I am looking forward to the most since I like pesto and Gouda, and I think together they are probably delicious. Also, green cheese is fun. So let's try the one I've been looking forward to the most, the Pesto Basil. This one is the only one with any unique flavor to it. You can taste the basil, you can taste the garlic, you can taste that this is not just plain cheese. You can taste that there is another flavor in it. It tastes very fresh. So I'm gonna go through again, put them on a cracker, see if there's any difference, and go ahead and rate them and see where we stand. So this is a nut thin, not from Aldi. There's a very small handful of things I just can't get at Aldi, which makes me sad. I am trying to do 100% of my shopping there, but right now I'm at about 98%. But if anybody knows a gluten-free plain cracker that Aldi sells, let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely give it a try because I would love to have to stop going to Giant. It's crowded, it's big, it's expensive, and I don't like it. All right, so we've got our nut thin. We have our sage derby. It looks really cute. So again, for a St. Patrick's Day soiree you may be throwing, I think that it is fun. I don't think it's a bad cheese, don't get me wrong. I think it is a little bit expensive for what it is. Aldi has a great cheese selection all the time. Not quite as expensive as these special cheeses, but I get it. It's a holiday, you might want to splurge, so go for it. Okay, so it's good, but it's still just cheese and a cracker. It's very light flavor, so I suppose that it would be kid approved if your kids like cheese but don't like really strong or fancy cheeses. So this could be a fun St. Patrick's Day thing to serve. So the sage derby cheese, I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 Aldi quarters. It's not bad, it's not good. It's $3.99, so I think it's a little bit on the pricey side for what you get, which is why I'm not rating it any higher. I don't think it is any lower. It's not a bad cheese, it's just fine. We could call it the purgatory of St. Patrick's Day cheeses. I'm sorry, our aged Irish cheddar, but it's a sharper cheddar. And our cracker. Yeah, I don't know if I would spend the $3.99 on that. I understand that at other stores, fancy cheeses are much more expensive. However, at Aldi, a lot of the fancy cheeses are $1.99 or $2.99 regularly. So I would maybe replace this with one of these specially selected cheeses if you are making a charcuterie board for your St. Patrick's Day party. You know, no, it's not a bad cheese, and it's not that it's not a good cheese. It's that there is nothing special or extraordinary about this cheese, other than the fact that it comes in a fancy little waxy package, and it says imported from Ireland on it. So if you are doing a themed party this weekend, that could be fun to display. It looks pretty. It gives your board a pop of color. Get the cheaper cheese and just, I don't know, put a little flag on it. Don't spend the extra money for this. I mean, you could. I'm going to give this 2 out of 5 Aldi quarters because I just don't think it's worth it. Right, so finally, the Pesto Gouda on our cracker. So by now, it is no secret, this one is my favorite. I think it's good. I do think this one is worth the $3.99. The packaging is a little bit bigger, so I think you're getting a little bit more for the $3.99. But more importantly, it's got a unique flavor. This is not a cheese that you can find in the store every day. I like that you can taste the herb. I like that you can taste the garlic. The basil flavor is stronger than the garlic flavor. It is not an overpowering garlic. I think it is very good. So I'm gonna give this one 4 out of 5 Aldi quarters. Do I think it is a great, perfect find like some of the other 5 out of 5s that I've given recently? No. Plus, by being green, it's going to add a pop of color to your charcuterie board, and that is always fun. One of the things I have learned recently is that when you are serving food, color is important and visual appeal is important. It's not one of my strong suits, but I'm working on it. Go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for?